Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new PTCGO video, and I just saw Doctor Strange. So, I was like, you know what, Doctor Strange? Let's play Mega Alakazam. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing a Mega Alakazam deck today, which is one of my favorite decks to play on PTCGO and just in general. It's a really fun Mega Evolution to run. Mega Alakazam is awesome. So, it has an attack called Zen Force, which does 10 plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. You're probably like, okay, well, how are you going to make that work? Well, you got Alakazam, which has an ability called Kinesis. When you play Mega Alakazam from your hand to evolve this Pokemon, before it evolves, you put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon, and then you can put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Not only is this going to set up knockouts on the bench, it's also going to set up the knockout on the active. And when you string multiple Alakazams a turn, you're going to be doing a lot of damage and taking easy one-hit knockouts with Zen Force, which 10 plus 30, not that hard to take one-hit knockouts with when you do spread that damage. So immediately, right off the bat, we're going with a 4-4 line. I mean, not to mention, Alakazam does have Suppression, which, again, you could also use to spread that damage for when the Mega Alakazam comes down, so you can start using Zen Force. So there's lots of ways to do that, but there is another way we're also going to be spreading that damage, and that is with Hoopa. Hoopa is from Steam Siege, and it has a really nice attack called Hyperspace Punch, where for 1 energy, you do 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. And you're probably like, well, how is this that good? Well, this is going to put damage on stuff for Alakazam for later. And the thing is with Hoopa is if you ever start with Hoopa, it will also spread damage. And it can help you get those knockouts with Alakazam easier. But also what it's good for is that if your opponent plays Garbodor or something that shuts off your abilities and makes it so that Alakazam isn't as useful, Hoopa is your best alternative option to get the damage on everything so that you could set up knockouts with Alakazam a little easier. It's not the best option, but it's one of the only options we truly have that can help us get the knockouts easier if Garbodor or something does come into play. So we do run 2 Hoopas. You can go with 3 if you really want to start with it, because starting with this Hoopa is very, very strong. We got the 4-4 Alakazams. We do play 1 Hoopa since we do play Mega Evolutions. Obviously, we're going to play 1 Hoopa. 2 Shaymin-EXs. Again, Shaymin Strasbourg. You already know why that's there. All the Pokemon we got, just 13, but we do play a lot of items. The first useful one is going to be Devo Spray. Now, Devo Spray can work in very good ways. It will allow us to return our Alakazam to our hand. And how this is good is because then what we can do, we can maybe use this to get multiple Alakazams out in one turn, like Devo spraying 1 Alakazam that we just played down, and then we can do it to the second Alakazam that doesn't have the Mega Alakazam yet, and we can do that. Or we could save it for next turn, so that next turn we could do another Mega Alakazam. So we are going to play 3 Devo sprays for that reason alone, allowing us to do the multiple Alakazams with that Devo spray. And again, that's your best bet of doing it, even without Super Scoop Up, which wouldn't even have been that good anyways. We are going to play those 3 Devo sprays, 1 Escape Rope. Escape Rope is great because one thing with the Mega Alakazam is that you do 30 to the bench, more than the bench to the active. So sometimes you get his Escape Rope, make them switch out to the bench Pokemon that you did more damage to, make it easier to knock them out. 3 Mega Turbos. It is a Mega Evolution deck. Alakazam does need 2 energies to attack, so it will take a 2 turn to power up. But Mega Turbo can make that in 1 turn possibly. 1 Repeat Ball. Repeat Ball is just good because you can Repeat Ball for another Alakazam or another Mega Alakazam or something. It's very good with this deck, I feel, because you do want to get multiple Alakazams out in 1 turn. So yeah, 1 Super Rod gets us back our Alakazams to some energies. 4 Trainers Mail. Trainers Mail is a very important card for the Spirit Links, because you do want to get those Spirit Links out, the first turn you play the Alakazams down. So Trainers Mail can help us get those Spirit Links a little easier, so we do got 4 of those. 4 Ultra Balls, 4 via Seekers, obviously you know why those are there. 1 Hex Maniac, this is just a nice card to play. You can Hex Maniac your opponent, slow him down, and do stuff like that. 1 Lysandre, great thing with Lysandre in this deck is because we're doing 30 to the bench, again, more to the bench than the active. You can Lysandre, knock him out. Good things come from that. 3 Ends, N is our draw sport, same for Sycamores. We do play 1 Pokemon Ranger, which is really just here to kind of get around stuff like Glaceon and stuff. Also, Regice, since they are easy to knock out since they have lower HP. Now, one thing with Hex Maniac also I forgot to mention is it does go through Giratina EX, which is a huge problem with this deck because there's really no good way to deal with Giratina but with Hex Maniac. 2 Parallel Cities are our stadium. Now, I don't know if you should run more stadiums because Rough Seas and Silent Lab are and Faded Town. Those are 3 stadiums you never want to run into when you're playing Mega Alakazam. Faded Town makes it easier for Alakazam to get knocked out. Silent Lab shuts down your Kinesis, and Rough Seas heals your opponent so that this way it'll be harder to knock them out because all that damage you're doing to them is going to be gone. So more stadiums, I think, might actually be better. I don't know what you could take out. Maybe a Devo Spray or a Repeat Ball or something. You could throw in an extra stadium because there are 3 stadiums in the game that really hurt this deck. 4 Alakazam Spirit Links, since we play the 4 Alakazams. 2 Float Stones. Float Stone is just nice to have to give something for your tree. We do play a total of 8 Psychic Energies, maybe a lot, but again, Alakazam does need 2 energies to attack, and we are also going to be using the Hoopa. You never know also when Portal Strike could come in handy, so, I mean, that could be great at knocking out Mega Mewtwo EXs, even though you don't really got to worry about that. But yeah, this is our Mega Alakazam deck that I built here on PTCGO, and after seeing Doctor Strange, I was like, you know what, let's play some Alakazam, make a video on it, and let's fly into a Mega Alakazam video. Or some games, sorry, not the video. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but you know what I mean. Let's fly into some games. See you in a sec. Okay, guys, here we go with game number 1 with our Alakazam deck. Flipping the coin, and we lose the coin flip, which is never good. And hopefully we're not playing against too serious of a deck. We're playing against a Psychic deck. And if this is a mirror match, this is going to be a very interesting game. Sadly, we do not get any Hoopa start. That's really what you want to get with this Alakazam deck, is you want to normally start with Hoopa, so you can start doing 20 damage to stuff, so you can soften them up for Mega Alakazam. But sadly, we get the Alakazam start, and our hand is not looking too good. So hopefully this game's like, yo, here, take a good hand. But we'll see. If we're playing against a mirror match, I don't know how this will go. But no, my opponent starts with a Mewtwo. Now, this could get troublesome if this thing actually knocks me out somehow. I don't think it can. It's only doing 20, so 40. If I play an energy, it'll do a bit more damage. We see a Parallel City, and I guess I'm playing 3 Pokemon down, which isn't a big deal. I don't know if we can play our own Parallel City to counter it. I actually forgot. But anyways, we see a Trainers Mail. Have no idea what my opponent is playing. This could be like a Mewtwo Y deck, which would be interesting if it was. That's a pretty easy matchup in my books, so we do see the Ultra Ball getting rid of Switch. He does grab a Mewtwo EX, so this could be a Mewtwo Y deck. If it plays Garbodor, that could get ugly, but we'll see. And he judges me, which, you know what, I will take that. My hand was not looking good, so hopefully we get a good hand off of this judge. And let's see. Okay, we do. Nice. I'll take this hand. We can Ultra Ball for maybe another Alakazam. I don't know if I should play Hoopa down, but my opponent puts a DCE down to his Mewtwo. I don't know if he's going to be attacking with that Mewtwo or what, but we'll find out. So we can put the Alakazam Spirit Link on. We could grab Hoopa and maybe get like a few Alakazams with it, but honestly, I do still want to get stuff like Hoopa, and I think I'm just going to settle with an Alakazam. I don't really think I need the Hoopa. I could grab Alakazam, I could grab Shaymin maybe, which maybe would have been a nice option, but whatever, we'll go with the Sycamore. It doesn't really matter, so we'll see what we can get here, and nice, we get an Alakazam Spirit Link. We do find the Hoopa. We can't really respond with a knockout, but we can do a suppression. And, wait, hold on, it's only bait. Oh, no, we can't do suppression. Right, I forgot suppression needed multiple energies. I don't know why I thought it didn't. Now, we can pass our turn. Next turn, we can end my opponent. We can play Mega Alakazam down. We can probably knock out this Mewtwo. Or if we get an energy top deck, maybe we could actually knock out the Mewtwo on the bench, which actually might not be a bad idea. So we'll do that, maybe. We'll see, though, what happens. My opponent, I actually don't even know what they're playing. Like, it could be a Mega Mewtwo Y deck. I have no idea. So we see another Psychic Energy going down. I mean, my impression is it's a Mewtwo Y deck. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And if he does attack with that Mewtwo, it's honestly not the end of the world, because Mega Alakazam goes through it. Plus, we got Hoopa, too. I mean, you never know when you can actually maybe build up this Hoopa and then just Portal Strike and knock something out. So there's a lot of options we can do here. My opponent does Escape Rope, which, honestly, I'm pretty happy with. I could just bring out my Hoopa on the bench, and Hoopa can take the brunt of this attack. And he can also kind of, if he doesn't knock me out, I can spread the damage around. So we do see a Mega Turbo, which basically confirms it's a Mewtwo Y deck, which it's like, it's an easy matchup. Like, there's like no way you're going to lose to Mewtwo Y, in my opinion. So we see the energy absorption. Oh, my opponent can't actually damage me unless he gets a Mewtwo Y, which it looks like he will with this Ultra Ball, getting rid of Max Elixir and a Center Lady. And he does grab the Mewtwo Y. Now, we are faced with a decision. Next turn, we can definitely double Mega Alakazam, which I'm going to do. And hopefully we get an energy. Now, my opponent actually, I don't know if, they're not knocking me out, are they? No, they're not. Nope, we live. So actually, we can do a lot of stuff here. So we do top deck a Psychic, so we actually could have done that play last turn with Alakazam. So we can drop Mega Alakazam down, and we can damage these two guys. Now, I'm kind of faced with this decision. Should I end my opponent, give him a new hand, and kind of screw myself a little bit? Because if I give my opponent a new hand, they can get multiple Mewtwo's down. But I feel like I have to. I have to start getting something, so I definitely should end. I know I should give my opponent a hand, but you never know, they could have something. And, ooh, we didn't get the Mega Alakazam we needed for the second one. We are still Hyperspace punching and damaging him. So anyways, we'll go with the Trainers Mail. And I'm going to take the VS Seeker just in case, like, we see a weird play with Lysandre or something. Just in case we have to end him. Or maybe if, like, he retreats, I don't know. Anyways, we'll hit him. And this Mewtwo basically is about to go down to Alakazam. And he might play more Mewtwo's down. And this is kind of the point in this match where it's like, hey, I need to get more Mewtwo's down. Or not Mewtwo's, Alakazams. So I definitely need to find another Alakazam soon. And hopefully that happens. My opponent... and hopefully I find some Devo Sprays too. Even though the Hoopa is spreading the damage, it's going to go down to this Mewtwo, which I honestly would have liked to have Hyperspace punched multiple Mewtwo EXs, but it's fine. I can still do 30 to a Mewtwo. We do see him grab the Mewtwo. One thing he could do is a Center Lady, which would actually screw me over pretty badly. I wouldn't be able to knock out the Mewtwo, but he does go with an N, which is perfectly fine. And I'm hoping we get an Energy and an Alakazam off of this so that we can knock him out, or just an Energy. No. Ooh, this hand actually might not be too good. We do have an Alakazam, but, I mean, actually, we can Ultra Ball for Shaymin. Never mind, I'm fine. So my opponent puts another energy on his Mewtwo. Don't really know why he's putting so much energy on a Mewtwo that's basically going to get knocked out, but, hey, I'm not going to judge. So he will knock out my Hoopa for a lot of damage. He didn't really need to play that energy, but to each his own. So we'll bring up the Alakazam. And never mind, we got a VS Seeker. We can definitely play the Sycamore. So we'll put the Alakazam down. We'll damage. I don't really like putting all this damage on stuff that's going to get destroyed anyways by Alakazam, but it's fine. We will Ultra Ball away Lysandre and the Alakazam. And grab an Alakazam. Again, I can just Super Rod for back. Plus, one of the Alakazams is prized, so it's really not the end of the world. So we'll grab the Alakazam. We can play him down. We could put not a Trainers Mail. We can put that on, and we'll go with the VS Seeker. And I guess we'll end him. I mean, that is the most logical play right now, since we can end him to 5. And we'll hit him with an N, and hopefully here we can find it like a Devo Spray, and we do. We do get Parallel City and a Mega Turbo. We do find the energy we need, so we can attach. We can't play Parallel City, can we? Alright, well, we can Devo Spray Mega Alakazam on the bench. Next turn, we can play him right back down, and if he plays another Mewtwo onto his bench, we can start to damage that. So hit him with a Zen Force, and this will do 500 damage. Holy crap. And we do knock him out, and we see what our prizes are. We get another Devo Spray. Now, one thing is this Mewtwo could knock me out. I don't know if it can actually, but we do see a Hoopa coming down. Now, the bad thing here is it looks like Parallel City is going to be in game for a while. Now, the good thing is since we were able to return the Alakazam to our hand, we can play that down and damage his Mewtwo some more. What would be funny is oh, never mind. He has 50 HP. I was going to say we could maybe do double Mega Alakazams, knock out the active, and force him to bring something on the bench, but that won't happen. But you know what? We're in such a good spot anyways. Like, there's really, like, no way I can see my opponent getting out of this. Our hand is very, very strong. I'm actually probably just going to use Lysandre and knock out the Mewtwo on the bench with the Spirit Link, just because we have the ability to do that. So my opponent passes a turn, and I guess let's just play a Psychic Energy on. We can play Mega Alakazam down. We will damage this Mewtwo. We can hit this Mewtwo here for 30, and I think that knocks him out, does it? 10, 30, yeah, we got the 30, yeah, we knock him out for sure, there's like no way we're not. So let's VS Seeker for my boy Lysandre, and we will play him, and just to be safe, we're going to take a double knockout. So let's go with the VS Seeker for Alakazam. And this is what I like about Alakazam. You can just do all these funny plays. I love Mega Alakazam so much. It's literally one of my favorite Megas in the game. So let's, boom, just knock out the bench Mewtwo. We're taking 3 prizes with our Alakazams. This is nuts. So we can take a prize. What is it going to be? Is it going to be anything good? Devo Spray? That is good, actually. So we will play it on my Alakazam here. And then next turn, we can do another Mega Alakazam. So, yeah, let's just Zen Force, knock out this Mewtwo EX before it became anything. I know, like, we had the knockout anyways, but whatever. Anyways, we'll take a prize, and my opponent basically is screwed. We get another Alakazam, and my opponent concedes. Like, there's really nothing he could do in that situation. We had the win, and, yeah, we win the first game with our Mewtwo deck. Not Mewtwo, why did I say Mewtwo? Alakazam deck. So, yeah, we get 50 coins, which is always good. And anyways, we'll see you guys in another game with the deck. Okay, guys, here we go with our second game. My opponent says it's a surprise face. And we're playing against another Psychic deck, so I don't know. I mean, it looks like the Psychics are loving us today. I guess that's what you get for watching Doctor Strange, you know what I mean? So, we are going to mulligan, and if this is a Mewtwo Y deck, this matchup is going to be another breeze. But if it's an Alakazam deck, I don't know. Mirror matches are interesting. My point is using Noivern sleeves. I'm using the Gengar sleeves that we got with the Halloween bundle. So, let's see. What are we going to get with this hand? Oh, wow. 3 Ultra Balls. Not really what I like seeing, but you know what? It's all good. We can start the Alakazam. See what we were up against. I'm hoping it's a Mewtwo deck. I mean, if it's Mewtwo Garbodor, that could be a thing. And again, we didn't really start with the Hoopa, which sucks, but my opponent starts with a Pidgeot. Now, this is a weird thing. So let's just go with the Mail, and we'll get the Parallel City. And if this is Pidgeot, this is going to be a weird decision, weird thing. We're going to have to literally one-shot the Pidgeot at a lot of times to really go. So anyways, we'll Ultra Ball, Mega Turbo, and that. We'll grab a Hoopa. With the Parallel City in play, that could help us. Now, he will play Garbodor, which is a huge thing to not see. So, yeah, that could get ugly. My opponent says I have a good deck. I'm just going to say well played. I don't even know what to say, like, you know what I mean? Like, now, the thing with Mirror Move is it basically is all about hitting you with, like, the Pidgeot, and we are going to be taking one-shots, so we're going to try and do that. So we get an energy, play it on the Alakazam, we can go with an N, we can end my opponent down to 6 cards, see what we can get off of that 6. We did not get an Alakazam Spirit Link. We could Ultra Ball. Yeah, we will. I guess we'll Ultra Ball away the Sycamore and the Mega Turbo. I hate losing Mega Turbo, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I really need to find an Alakazam Spirit Link. So we'll get the Shaymin. We'll play. Actually, no. What am I doing? We can put the Float Stone onto Hoopa, and then we can play Shaymin. And hopefully we can get his Psychic Energy. That would be great. Or not a Psychic Energy, a Spirit Link. No, we didn't. We got a really bad hand, full of just stuff we don't need. Sadly, we did not find the Alakazam Spirit Link, which really sucks. My opponent plays a Bursting Balloon onto his Pidgeot. We see a Psychic Energy going down. Garbodor could be a huge thing that really would hurt us, and he might be grabbing a Trubbish with this Ultra Ball, which I hope he doesn't, but he might. I don't think he plays it. He plays Trevenant and grabs a Lugia. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't really know. Now, luckily the Parallel City is in play, and he ends me. Thank you. I'm actually glad he did that. Now I don't have to discard all these cards, so hopefully we get an Alakazam Spirit Link and an Alakazam and a way to actually do anything. And oh, we do. Trainers Mail, if he gives us a good supporter, we are golden. Please do not get Heads Crushing Hammer, and it gets Heads. Now I really regret getting rid of those Mega Turbos, but we do get a Sycamore top deck. Now, we unfortunately got Crushing Hammered, which is extremely annoying. I hate Crushing Hammer so much. It's one of the most annoying cards in the game. Same with Hypnotoxic Laser, Enhanced Hammer. Those are the broken cards. So, let's go with Trainer's Mail. We do get an Escape Rope and a Lysandre, which we could Escape Rope and bring up the Hoopa. Because one thing with Pidgeot right now is it's not really doing much with Mirror Move. Plus, you know, I mean, we could Escape Rope into Hoopa with the Float Stone and then kind of just play the Alakazam down and pass the turn. So I think that might be a good play. Again, Hoopa has a Float Stone and really with no way to get rid of it. I should be fine. So I'm going to actually just Escape Rope into Hoopa. And we're going to Mega Evolve into Alakazam. It may be a bit of a weird play, but you know what? I don't want to risk having the Alakazam be damaged. So we can just damage the Hoopa, or not the Hoopa, the Lugia and the Pidgeot. And now they can both get destroyed by Alakazam, which is good, unless, like, the heal. Now, Crushing Hammer was a huge play by my opponent. My opponent does Lysandre, and he's going to bring up a Shaymin. That's fine. We still have another Float Stone in our deck. Now, if he plays another Crushing Hammer, that could be very devastating, but he doesn't. He just passes the turn. And we get a we're going to have to sacrifice Mega Alakazam, which sucks, but it's fine. And we'll see what we can get. Okay, well, Trainer's Mail, if we can get a Mega Turbo or Float Stone, we can retreat, and we get the Mega Turbo. Perfect. Nice, we can knock out this Lugia now. So we grab Mega Turbo. I really regret now getting rid of all those, because he plays Hammers, which is annoying. So we'll retreat Shaymin into Alakazam. We'll do a Mega Turbo, put the Psychic Energy onto Alakazam, and I guess we'll just go with his Zen Force, knocking out his Lugia, and this is not a bad spot to be in. As long as he doesn't double hammer heads, we should be good. So we'll take our 2 prizes. We get another Alakazam Spirit Link with Repeat Ball, so we can get another Mega Alakazam going. And yeah, I think I'm in a decent spot. Now, we see him play the Trevenant, which obviously it's the one from, what's that set called? Fate's Collide. Now, he does via Seeker, and he finds a Sycamore. Now, Trevenant Break, isn't really that bad either, actually, thinking about it. So he grabs the Sycamore. Does he play Mega Pidgeot? He gets rid of 2 Trevenants, so he's really banking on Super Rod. Hopefully he doesn't play more Crushing Hammers. He does play a Bursting Balloon, which we're going to take damage from, but it's fine. Again, we're in a decent spot. We can play Mega Alakazam down. Unfortunately, if we had a Devo Spray, we would have been able to actually win the game, possibly, if he doesn't play another Pokemon down. But it looks like that ain't going to be happening, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a bummer. He just goes with a Feather Lance, so, I mean, we are taking some damage here, but it's fine. He's probably just going to do 20 to Alakazam, but we'll just build up an Alakazam on the bench with a Spirit Link, so yeah, it's all good. Now, again, we are taking damage here, especially with that thing in play, with the Bursting Balloon, but it's fine. We can do a Repeat Ball for the Alakazam that is not in the deck. Okay, now we do have Devo Spray, and okay, this is a really awkward hand. I don't want to end him, but I don't also want to get rid of, like, all this stuff, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're going to have to settle with an N. And, yeah, I don't know, also, I don't know if the Hoopa will be good late game. We'll see. We get an Alakazam Spirit Link, we get a Float Stone, we get a Lysandre. Lysandre can come in handy. So we'll put the Spirit Link onto that Alakazam just for when we do Devo Spray. We'll Zen Force for the knockout. Now, this is a good spot. Now, also, if we find a way to knock out something on the bench, we can win the game, because we're down 2 prizes. We get another Spirit Link and a Trainer's Mail. Now, what I am looking for here is like a Devo Spray, so I can get that other Mega Alakazam down. And we see a Wobbuffet going down. That could be very scary, because Wobbuffet can one-shot Alakazam pretty big, especially since I have 140 damage on me. But I think at that point we'll be fine. We need to find a Devo Spray so that we can get the second Mega Alakazam down and attacking. So, yeah. Now, we can Lysandre too, maybe, but he actually Hex Maniacs me, which does shut off my Alakazam, which sucks, but, again, it's not the end of the world. This is where I really would like to play a Hoopa, so we can just do 20 to both of these, kind of just let the Hoopa take the brunt of some of the damage. And speaking of the devil, so let's go with a Trainer's Mail, see what we can get. We do find a Devo Spray, but I really don't need it right now. So let's go with Super Rod. There's really nothing to get back quite yet. We can get the Alakazam back, which wouldn't be bad, but we can hold off on that. I think I'm just going to hold off on this hand for now. Let's just go with a Zen Force for 10 damage. Not a lot, but you know what? It is something, and my opponent could knock me out with Energy Pressure. Now, luckily, Nervous Seed only affects basic Pokemon, and Mega Alakazam is not a basic Pokemon, so Nervous Seed will not damage it, and we are going to be finis. So we see via Seeker. If my opponent Hex Maniacs me again, no, they end me. Okay. They are going to end me to 2, which sucks. We might not be able to get anything off of this end to 2 to help us, which it could get ugly, especially with that Wobbuffet in play. No, we're good. We got the Sycamore. So my opponent only plays a Psychic down, and we can knock out this Trevenant in this turn if we get anything. Now, my opponent's going to probably grab a Trevenant Break here, and that could be, yeah, that could get bad with Wobbuffet in play. Trevenant Break is coming down. Now, we can knock it out if we find an Alakazam here off this Sycamore. So, Trevenant Break's going to damage everything for 30, which really helps out Wobbuffet. There's a, nice, we got a Devo Spray. And we can Devo Spray, and we can play the Alakazam down. And we, nah, it's not going to knock out the Trevenant Break, though, is it? Nah, that sucks. Now, luckily, Alakazam's got more than enough HP to survive another Silent Fear, which is really nice. And my opponent concedes the game, and that's pretty nice. We were able to quickly sweep my opponent with the Alakazam deck. You gotta just see how fun it is. Anyways, we'll find another match with the deck, so see you guys in a minute. Alright, guys, here we go. Final third game, and it's against another Psychic deck, thank God. I literally have been playing against nothing but, like, decks that play, like, healing cards. I'm not even kidding. One game, and we had a Shaymin start. That is not good, but we do have the end and the Repeat Ball. But yeah, I played against one match where it was like a deck that played like 4 Silent Labs, which I couldn't really do anything about. So, I haven't been very lucky finding this final match with this deck. I was just thinking of just ending the video off for those 2 games because of how unlucky I was. So, it's a Garbodor, of course it is. And it's a Garbodor, which, again, just makes me mad. So, man, we don't get anything off of that. We could have grabbed the Spirit Link, but we'll just Ultra Ball away the Alakazam and the Repeat Ball. If we knock out this Trubbish before it becomes Garbodor, that'd be pretty favorable. We'll just grab the Hoopa for now. And we'll put him down, and we can just Hyperspace Punch for now, which will be good, especially getting the damage on the Pidgeot before it Mirror moves, because we're going to be trying to one-shot it, so we will do this. Okay, we do not get anything. If we get an Ultra Ball off this Trainer's Mail, that'd be nice. We can actually get a Mega Alakazam and a Hoop and stuff, but nope, we don't get anything, so we just got to pass for now. Next turn we can end him, we can retreat and do the Hyperspace Punch. And yeah, I would have liked to have gotten Alakazam down so that I could actually have done a knockout for this. But no, he does end me, which is fine. I was playing the end anyways. Plus, I didn't like this hand. Hopefully, we get some Alakazam soon. That'd be great. So let's see. Okay, we do. Alright, good. And there's a Trainer's Mail for my opponent. And he doesn't find anything. As long as he doesn't get Garbodor in play, I'm fine. So he just passes, which is good. So we can put the Psychic on his Shaymin. We can retreat the Shaymin. Bit of a waste, but it's all good. I don't really see him knocking me out anytime soon, so let's just Ultra Ball away Ultra Ball and Pokemon Ranger. Not going to need that anytime soon. We'll grab Hoopa, and we can get 2 Alakazams with this. No, actually, we can grab 3 Alakazams. Sorry, what am I saying? We'll grab 3 Alakazams. Well, it looks like one of them is prized, so we'll grab that, and I guess we'll grab the Mega because we do have the Spirit Link, and we'll hold off on playing N. He only has 4 cards in his hand. So I'm feeling fine about his hand right now. He might not have anything, so we'll just grab 2 Alakazams for now. And we'll go with the Hyperspace Punch. Definitely going to attack the active Trubbish. And the Pidgeot on the bench with the DCE. And the Trubbish has got 40 damage on it. So we can knock it out next turn if he doesn't find a way to get rid of it. And that will be really good for us, because Garbodor will shut us down. He maxed potions off the Trubbish, though, which sucks. But Mega Alakazam with Hoopa could shut it down, so that's fine. He puts a Psychic Energy onto his Pidgeot. He does play Shaymin, which might allow him to get the retreat. Multiple Mega Alakazams would be favorable, because we could knock out that Trubbish before it came a Garbodor. There's an Ultra Ball, which scares me. He might find the Garbodor. And there it is. If you have the Float Stone, it is going to be awful. So he does play the Garbodor. Does he find a Float Stone? And nope, an Escape Rope. Okay, that's fine. Do I have any Psychics in my discard? I do. Okay, yeah, we'll bring up the Alakazam. We can always get a Mega Turbo and a Psychic Energy and attack. Sadly, that Garbodor is going to be on the bench. And there's a Sycamore. Oh boy. Does he find the Float Stone to shut us down? So he plays a Mewtwo down. He puts a Funny Fury Belt on his active. He plays Faded Town. That's annoying. There's a Shaymin. Oh god. Please do not get the Float Stone. Because I don't know. Why am I just playing against decks that like shut me down? This is actually annoying me. And he plays a Feather Lance. Now we can Parallel City and stop him from really doing all that much. And there's a Mega Turbo, so that's pretty good. So we can do this. And we're definitely going to hit that Garbodor. I really don't want to, but that Garbodor is a huge threat right now. So we can hit it. We will Mega Turbo. We need to find Parallel City too, so we can stop this Faded Town. So let's go with the VS Seeker for the N. And we'll N to 6. If we find energy, that'd be good. And if we find a Parallel City, that'd also be pretty good. No, we do find energy. And, I mean, we can attack. I don't think it knocks him out, though, unfortunately. So we can do that. We got nothing else. I mean, we could actually put a Float Stone onto Hoopa. We could just Super Rod and then play Shaymin down. And I guess we'll do that. I know it's not really getting that much back in the deck, but if we get a Spirit Link and a Parallel City, that'd be really good right now. So let's see. And, okay, we do get the Spirit Link, so we can knock out the Pidgeot this turn, which is really nice. So we could play him down, and I guess we'll just hit the Pidgeot. At this point, the Garbodor might just be too late, which sucks. So we can do that. We can Devo Spray that Alakazam for next turn. So, yeah, let's just go. I mean, we could Escape Rope, but the Alakazam's already in place, so we might as well just go for the knockout. And we can take him out. 190 damage, destroy the Pidgeot, take 2 prizes. Parallel City, are you in there? Please tell me you are. What are we going to get out of our prizes? We get Trainers Mail and VS Seeker. That is good. I like seeing the VS Seeker and the Trainers Mail. Trainers Mail can get us to Parallel City. If that Garbodor gets the paralysis, not the paralysis, the ability lock in play, it's going to be game over. Like, there's nothing I could do. Even Hyperspace Punch. He does bring it up, which means he probably has the Float Stone. which is bad. So we're going to have to rely on the thing. But he actually gets rid of the Faded Town. So we'll get rid of... Oh, God. We'll get rid of Mega Turbo for now. We'll get rid of... Actually, no. We'll get rid of Escape Rope. We'll get rid of Trainers. And I guess we'll just get rid of the Hoopa. I don't want to lose the Hoopa, but... I mean, that's, like, again, that's our only damage source if he gets this Garbodor ability lock going. And there it is. Now, one thing is since Pidgeot is relying more on Feather Lance and Mirror Move, I might be able to kind of manipulate that. So he plays a DCE. Sadly, we get knocked out. We can still play the Hoopa, though, and Hoopa him, which wouldn't be bad. Spreading the damage is good. And also, if we find a Lysandre, that Garbodor will go down. He plays a second Trubbish down, though, which really annoys me. Okay, so there is the knockout. Unfortunately, we still can end him to 4, which is good. So we can bring up our Hoopa. And we can do some things here. So we'll play the Alakazam. Unfortunately, the ability lock is in play, which I don't understand why there's so much ability lock and stuff right now. I don't even know. Like, I'm very annoyed because I've been trying to find a game for a while now. And it's just been nothing but, like, annoying decks. So, yeah, don't mind me if I sound a little annoyed. I'm gonna hold off on playing that Psychic for a minute. So, we'll Devo Spray. Actually, I don't know why I did that. I forgot about the item lock, the ability lock. Whatever, let's just Hyperspace Punch. Hit these two guys. The Mewtwo is going to take damage now. It won't be knocking me out, which is nice. And we still got that damage on the Pidgeot, which we can set it up for a knockout. He puts a funny Fury Belt on. And he plays Lysandre on Alakazam, which still won't knock us out. So I'm glad I didn't play that extra energy down. So we can knock him out, which is good. Alright, so we can play a Psychic Energy onto Alakazam. We can Mega Evolve. And we go with a Zen Force for the knockout on his basic Mewtwo. And I don't really think he definitely can't knock out Alakazam right now, which is good. And we can find another Alakazam with the hand we got. That is really nice. He does bring up Garbodor. Garbodor, Lysandre, we can knock out Garbodor, and then we'd be in a nice spot. Even with that second Trubbish on the bench, it still would be good to do. So he does get a Float Stone off of that Trainer's Mail. Hopefully he plays that down. Yes, he does. Nice. But on Trubbish, and he gets 2 Garbodors in play. Which makes this matchup even harder. There's a puzzle of time. Is he playing 2? If he plays 2, that would suck. Yeah, okay, he only played the 1, which is good. I really wish they showed you that they played 2. That'd be really nice. So, I mean, honestly, I might just favor retreating. I don't know. So, we'll put down the Alakazam. We'll put the Spirit Link on. Honestly, I'm favoring just retreating and going with a Hyperspace Punch and just spreading the damage some more. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if that was the greatest of plays, but we'll do it anyways. We'll Hyperspace Punch, spread out that damage a little bit. And we'll hit the Garbodor, and we'll hit the Pidgeot. And, I mean, you might as well, right? No point in Zen Forcing, knocking him out, and then walking into something. So there's an N. He does get into 4. Still not a lot of cards for him, and not a lot of cards for me. Our hand wasn't terrible, but it's fine. Oh, that makes it even better. We get the Trainer's Mail, which could help us. He does play that second Mewtwo down, which is annoying. So we're going to have to start Hyperspace Punching that, it looks like. Alright, so what can we do? We could play the Alakazam down. We can, via Seeker, we can Mega Turbo. And we can put the Psychic Energy. I'm going to spread it out, just in case he Lysandre's out, either Alakazam with that Mewtwo. And sadly, we might have to end him, which I don't want to do. So we're just going to Trainer's Mail. And nice, there's a Sycamore. We can definitely play that. We can play the Sycamore. And we can just get rid of the via Seeker. Lysandre would be really, really good. There it is. Perfect. And I'm just gonna attack. Actually, I'm gonna put an energy on Shaymin just in case of like a Lysandre. I don't know. So let's just hit this. And we'll definitely hit that Mewtwo on the bench for the weakness. And we can Lysandre, knock out the Pidgeot next turn, and then maybe we could Hyperspace Punch a knockout on his Garbodor on the bench with the 70 damage on it. So there's a Sycamore getting rid of another Pidgeot. And okay. It's a really interesting deck. You know what? If this kid's deck is actually open in Deck Manager, I'm gonna make his deck. I don't know if I'll make a video on it. It's a pretty cool deck. I like the idea of like the Mewtwo and the Pidgeot Garbodor. I'm gonna open this kid's deck up in Deck Manager because it looks like a pretty cool deck. So I'm going to do that because I'm interested in this deck. So he passes a turn, which is really good. So what we can do is we're going to bring up the damaged Alakazam. And I guess we can just put a Float Stone on. We can retreat. We can bring up you. We can Lysandre out the Pidgeot. And I guess knock him out. And next turn, we'll just retreat and start Hyperspace Punching again, knocking out his Pidgeot for 220 damage. This is the point where we basically might have the game. There's a Parallel City. Not going to bother playing that, though, because he could just get rid of some things on his bench that he doesn't need. And, yeah. At this point, I don't know what my opponent can really do. How many VS Seekers? We still have 2 left. If we find a VS Seeker here, we can definitely VS Seeker out in Garbodor and win the game. But we can also put him on the clock with Hyperspace Punch, which is good. So there's a Super Rod. How many energies are left in my deck? So I have 4 in play right now. 1, so I got 3 left in the deck. So just Super Rod back the Mewtwo and the 2 Psychic Energies. He does do Sycamore, and he gets rid of a bunch of stuff. Lysandre and 2 VS Seekers. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. He might have a DC, said he could knock me out with Mewtwo, which would be bad, because Sandforce isn't knocking out Mewtwo, so I actually hope he doesn't do that. But if he does, we can... that actually puts us on the clock a little bit. As long as we keep energy off you, we should be good. I don't know, we'll see. He does play Max Potion onto Mewtwo. Okay, thank God it was like the Garbodor. He plays a Psychic Energy onto it. Okay, he's definitely setting it up, and he keeps a Shaymin in the active spot. So we will play Parallel City, and we'll definitely face it our way. I don't want him to discard things on his bench like Garbodor with that 70 damage on it. So we're just going to get rid of Shaymin and Shaymin. And unfortunately, we did not get VS Seeker. We could Sycamore and then hope to get the VS Seeker that way, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to get decked out, too, which is nice. So we'll do it anyways, just so we can try and get that VS Seeker. There it is. We will retreat into Hoopa. And we will Hyperspace Punch both Garbodors, just in case like one gets Max Potioned, even though it really doesn't matter. We have the win next turn. So, yeah, either Garbodor is going to get knocked out by Hyperspace Punch, unless he does double Max Potion. So he puts an energy onto his Mewtwo. I don't even know if he has any Lysandres left, because that one Sycamore he did, he discarded a lot of important stuff. Oh, no, he still has 2 VS Seekers. And speaking of the devil, there's a VS Seeker. He can knock out the Mega Alakazam on the bench, but we're good to go from there. And we could just knock him out with a Hoopa anyways. It would save us time. So there's a Psychic. Gonna knock me out. But, you know what? It's all... Oh, actually, it doesn't even knock me out. Wow. Yeah, let's just retreat into Hoopa. And just like that, we managed to beat this Psychic Pidgeot Mewtwo deck, which I'm going to save in Deck Manager when I'm done recording this, because this is a pretty cool deck. Knocking out both Garbodors, taking 2 prizes. And that's, or 1 prize, I guess, because the game ended. But whatever, we get the 5 coins out of the box. We get a tournament ticket, which is fine. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more PTCGO videos. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Help me on the road to 1K subs. And yeah, the Doctor Strange Alakazam deck worked. I don't even know. But well, see you guys later. Peace out.